And again, he entered into Capernaum after 8 days. And it was heard that he was in an house, and many came together, so that they might not be in the house, nor at the gate. And he spake to them the word. And there came to him men that had brought a man sick in the palsy, which was born of 4. And when they might not bring him to Jesus for the people, they uncovered the roof where he was, and opened it. And they lay down the bed in which the sick man in palsy lay. When Jesus had seen the faith of them, he said to the sick man in palsy, Son, thy sins be forgiven to thee. But there were some of the scribes sitting and thinking in their hearts, What speaketh he thus? He blasphemeth. Who may forgive sins but God alone? And when Jesus had known this by the Holy Ghost, that they thought so within themselves, he saith to them, What think ye these things in your heart? What is lighter to say to the sick man in palsy, Sins be forgiven to thee, or to say, Rise, take thy bed, and walk? But that ye may know that man's Son hath power in earth to forgive sins. He said to the sick man in palsy, I say to thee, Rise up, take thy bed, and go into thine house. And anon he rose up, and when he had taken the bed, he went before all men, so that all men wondered and honored God, and said, For we saw never so. And he went out again to the sea, and all the people came to him, and he taught them. And when he passed, he saw Levi of Alphaeus sitting at the toll booth, and he said to him, Pursue me. And he rose and pursued him. And it was done, when he sat at the meat in his house, many publicans and sinful men sat together at the meat with Jesus and his disciples, for there were many that followed him. The scribes and Pharisees, seeing that he ate with publicans and sinful men, said to his disciples, Why eateth and drinketh your master with publicans and sinners? When this was heard, Jesus said to them, Whole men have no need to a leech, but they that be evil at ease. For I came not to call just men, but sinners. And the disciples of John and the Pharisees were fasting, and they came and said to him, Why fast the disciples of John and the Pharisees fast, but thy disciples fast not? And Jesus said to them, Whether the sons of the spousals may fast, as long as the spouse is with them? As long time as they have the spouse with them, they may not fast. But days shall come, when the spouse shall be taken away from them, and they shall fast in those days. No man seweth a patch of new cloth to an old cloth, else he taketh away the new patch from the old, and a more breaking is made. And no man putteth new wine into old bottles, else the wine shall burst the bottles, and the wine shall be shed out, and the bottles shall perish. But new wine shall be put into new bottles. And it was done again, when the Lord walked in the Sabbaths by the corns, and his disciples began to pass forth, and pluck ears of the corn. And the Pharisees said to him, Lo, what thy disciples do in the Sabbaths, that is not leaveful. And he said to them, Read ye never what David did, when he had need and hungered, and they that were with him? How he went into the house of God under Abiathar, prince of priests, and 8 loaves of proposition, which it was not leaveful to eat, but to priests alone. And he gave to them that were with him. And he said to them, The Sabbath is made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. And so man's Son is Lord also of the Sabbath.